Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I really do appreciate you stopping by. And today we got a good one for you. We got James King deciding to hit the streets and educate Biden voters about the real crisis at the border. But we already know how it is with these Biden supporters. They don't want to believe that there's a crisis at the border, and they just still want to vote for him blindly. But without further ado, let's get into it.
I would actually have to see the sources for this data. Do you want me to pull it up right now on CBP so you can see a couple of those? No.
Your numbers are wrong,
Okay.
and I'm Biden all the way.
Do you think that this is maybe
I don't
false?
think this is valid.
It's not valid?
No, you're just some bozo on a boardwalk at Laguna Beach.
Why
How
are
can
you
I
calling me a
trust
bozo
you?
right now? What's going on with James Klug here? As many of you know, Joe
It's funny how they all got that hive mind, right?
Biden signed dozens of executive orders his first 100 days in office, overturning years of effective immigration policy. And since then, his administration has allowed over 8 million
pathetic.
illegal immigrants into the country, the most under any president in American history. So, do Democrats know this? And if they do, is there someone else to blame? Today, we're going to find out.
They know it. They just don't want to admit it because they're just orange man bad.
Let's go talk to some people. Huge shout out to Traditions Meat Company for sponsoring this video. I'm showing people this chart from CBP, Customs and Border Protection, right? This is government statistics. This is CBP border arrests by year. We have red is Donald Trump's years, blue is Joe Biden's years. Obviously, there's a major difference between those two numbers. What changed?
What changed?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. You give me some statistics and thing to look at. I'm not sure where your information is.
Well, I prefer saying undocumented as opposed to illegal.
Oh, is that what you prefer? You don't prefer that they just not come to our country so much? You prefer about the wording? Got it.
And then
Okay.
it appears that under the Biden administration, the numbers really increased.
When Biden came in, he's more humane, and he also said that we don't turn people away, and he is a humane man, but it kind of got out of bounds.
Obviously, there's a major difference there. Why do you think that happened?
I think the administration had a plan as opposed to just talking a lot of gibberish.
Yeah, their plan is to flood as many illegal immigrants in the country in hopes that they become Democratic supporters. That's the plan.
That's what I think.
Had a plan for what exactly?
So in terms of people being processed,
The way I understand it is, that Biden, I think before he came in, he kind of transmitted, the idea that, we are I'm not going to say safe haven, but we're welcoming to migrants.
What changed here, do you think?
A lot of things could have changed, but I would actually have to see the sources for this data because I have no idea.
Totally
where this
reasonable.
came from.
Do you want me to pull it up right now on CBP so you can see a couple of those?
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But wait, do you want him to show you the data where it comes from? Or do you just not want to believe it because you don't want to believe it? You see the hive mind with these liberals? They're brain dead.
What changed in your view?
Your numbers are wrong,
Okay.
and I'm Biden
No.
all the way.
Right on. And do you mind if I show you the Border Patrol numbers on my phone? No?
The numbers aren't
Makes sense.
wrong,
Border
though.
Patrol
But I
is where
know
it came
Trump
from.
was very inhumane president. Well, he was an ass.
Yeah.
And Biden has more humanity. So whatever that means, I don't know. But maybe it shows that Biden has more humanity than Trump.
By allowing this many people into the country
Don't put
illegally?
words in my word. You don't.
Or
this is really-
what's more humane about it, do you think, in your view?
I feel like this is really propaganda right now because you're putting words in my mouth.
Oh, sorry, I'll let you
The way
explain your position.
And the way you're doing this too is very putting me up. I said my position.
I'm just showing you the facts. These are just the
that's
numbers.
Not the facts. That's a chart. Who knows where you got that chart? I don't know where you got the chart.
I got it from Customs and Border Protection.
So you say. But anyway, I told you what I thought. Trump was an ass.
Okay.
Biden's good.
What changed?
Yeah, what do you think changed? Why are there so many illegal immigrants coming to the country right now?
Because they're letting it happen. Policies change.
Yeah.
Right?
Biden,
Biden,
you let them all in for what reason?
he wants everybody in. You know why? He wants those votes.
Yo, finally, some people with at least common sense.
When Biden came in, he executive order and changed the policies, and that's what happens when you change policies.
You spend more money. You spend more money now.
looks like votes to me. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
They're doing
This
this.
guy makes-
Actually, doing this all over the world. They're doing it in the UK, and they're actually destroying countries.
This guy's based.
That's what they're doing. They should enter an application where it's legal, like I entered.
I'm not that political, but just persona-wise, I think Donald Trump was a little bit more fear-mongering, so it probably scared people who were going to take that risk away from doing it.
This guy is completely brain dead. It's actually the opposite. It's the Democrats, the ones that are telling you, hey, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. He's going to be a dictator. He's not going to leave office. This kid is lying. He has no idea what he's talking about. You could tell that if he's not political, he's at least around enough of his family members, and they're probably all Democrats, and they're brainwashing him. This kid is lying. He doesn't make any sense. And if you can fact check that, go ahead and do it. But to me, it seems like the Democrats are more of the fearmongers.
Maybe Biden is not that much of an aggressive stance on it.
I'm not sure where you get your information, but
Do you think
But he
that
already
this
told
is
you.
maybe
I don't think
false?
this is valid. You're
It's not valid?
No, you're just some bozo on a boardwalk at Laguna Beach.
Why are you calling me a bozo right now?
To act and not just look at the presidents. Our Congress is not doing at all what they need to do with respect to solving this issue.
Right.
They had a
That's
good
so
start
true.
4 weeks ago, and it's just sitting up there and not doing anything.
I got a question for you. When
Yeah.
it comes to that, there's been about 8 million illegal immigrants entering the country before that. So was that what caused the 8 million before to
Congress
cross?
has not dealt with this situation for 20 years. They haven't put forth any meaningful legislation. I don't think most Democrats or Republicans want the kind of border crisis that we have.
If this
Yeah,
were
yo, that's not true, because it seemingly to me it seems like the Democrats want it more and more and more. And I mean, you could check by all the rhetoric and all the things that they say throughout the past couple of years about it, especially people like AOC and stuff like that. They're all Democrats. So I don't know if that guy's he definitely hit on the right point with what he was saying, but not everything he said was exactly true. But he was right about the Congress. They don't want to solve it because they both benefit from it.
be the correct numbers, would that be a problem, allowing that many
Not at
illegal
all.
immigrants into the country?
Trump's an ass, man. He's a pathological liar. He's narcissistic. I can't say no more.
Yeah.
It's either from being a dictator, a king like Trump wants to be, or a common man like Biden has been his whole career.
Okay, so you're
Biden has been a terrible individual. This guy is delusional.
seeing the people coming into the country, illegals, undocumented, coming into the country as maybe more of a good thing, is what you're saying.
Yes.
What do you think?
Wow.
agree.
You agree? So, border security experts are pointing to the executive orders Joe Biden took in his first week in office that undid
That
border
certainly
policy.
didn't help.
Was that an excuse, or was that real?
That didn't help. That didn't help. But the problem we have, this is a worldwide problem,
Right.
and it needs Congress to address it through comprehensive legislation.
Right.
It shouldn't be done by executive order to begin with. It's a congressional issue. It should be done correctly. It should be voted on by Congress.
Do you blame Joe Biden for undoing
I blame Joe
dozens
Biden.
of
I blame Joe
border
Biden.
policies by executive order?
I blame Joe Biden for his initial announcement that made it sound like it was a free-for-all and the borders were open.
That guy makes a lot of sense. Seriously, he really
It's
does.
a major difference. I mean, we're talking about more people illegally entering the country than any other time in U.S. history, actually. Is it beneficial or is it bad?
Well, it all depends on who you talk to, but it's a way that that you should come into the country. So if it's illegal, it's illegal. You know what I'm saying? So you should come in the right way.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's never cool to break the law
Right.
in any form or fashion.
I entered when it was legal, and I done my application just like everybody else. And why is it they're coming across and they're getting freebies left, right and centre? So why is this country putting up with this? We've got veterans on the street. We've got a lot of problems in this country. So why is it they're entitled to everything?
This guy made so much sense. Why not just encourage people to do it the right way instead of trying to come in through the back door? You know why? They're trying to get them to do that because they want them to flood in as big as possible in hopes to make them become voters, so then they vote for the Democratic Party, and then there will be no more elections. The Democrats will constantly win year after year after year.
Why do you guys think that this is a good thing? We've talked to a lot of people. In fact, border security experts
Well,
are saying that this is, obviously in many ways problematic for the country.
Not so.
What do you think
because
about that?
If it were not for immigrants, this country would not be built along with the enslaved Africans and other folks. So I think it's a lie in terms of people coming in undocumented, that they are bringing the country down. There's plenty of jobs out here, as well as plenty of things for people to do and learn through a process that everybody else that did not have. So
Yeah.
yes.
These ladies are completely brainwashed by the Democratic Party, and they will remain on the plantation for the rest of their lives.
So you would maybe more of compare this to the immigrants that came into the country in the early days, building the country. You would see it as the same way.
I would.
A lot of people are talking about bringing in 10 million illegal immigrants could affect low-wage earners and the working class, disproportionately black community, brown community. Do you think that this would help those inner city communities that are struggling for higher wages?
No, bringing inner city. No, that's really hate mongering right there. They're taking jobs away from our inner city kids. That's really promoting hate mongering. What you're doing right now. That's totally.
Isn't that just basic supply and demand?
No, it's totally hate mongering.
What is hateful about saying that is affecting low-wage earner jobs?
Bad guy taking jobs away from the poor. That's what you just did.
Right.
I'm no fool.
Because that's the jobs that they would take. They wouldn't take maybe our jobs.
You see how brainwashed that these Democrats really are? This dude, all he did was try to use feelings to get this guy to shut up, but he's like, no, this is just facts. These Democrats don't like facts; they only love feelings.
So there is actually an economist, and I'm not sure, but I'm willing to say he's maybe bipartisan or no political leaning because he's strictly looking at the economy. He's actually stating, if we want to compete with China, I mean, we know how many people China has, right? Like a billion-ish. He actually is saying we need to actually take in 1 billion people.
Right.
You know, another way someone said it, okay, if China, let's say, okay, hypothetically, I don't know what the per capita GDP is or earning of both countries, but let's say you have the average American makes 50 grand. If the average China makes 25 grand, but they have 4 times more people than us, then they're making double what we are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And I see what you're saying there, and I understand that concept. However, isn't that just bending a knee to corporate interests instead of the American people? You're talking about comparing us with a country that has slave labor. I don't think the goal of anybody is to want to lower wages to that level, to where it says, yes, bring in 8+ million illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Boom. Roasted.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to sell that argument.
What we should do is hire our lower income people up.
Right.
That's what we need to do.
Right.
Has nothing to do with immigration at all.
Do you think that raising them up could be interfered by illegal immigrants coming into the country?
No, the poor have been poor forever.
Right.
And that's the fallacy of capitalism in America.
How do you think that this helps the poor communities in the United States, bringing in low-wage workers?
I've had my say. So
that being said, I'd hate to be the person that is so I don't know if the word's dogmatic, but it's like, no, I don't like that because it's morally wrong. I think we should look at other things like metrics and say, you know what? Okay, if it's morally wrong or not, but the economy's strong, would that sway some people who are kind of just strictly thinking about something based on an ideological basis? Does that make sense?
It could. If we were only focused on that one aspect of the argument. There's also crime, there's drugs, there's unvetted. All these people are unvetted, by the way. There's all the negatives that come along with that. So we're bringing up the economy, and we can have that full nuanced conversation. That's great. But there's also a million other negatives when it comes to unvetted mass migration from the third world.
Yeah. No, right.
I've had people bring up.
Did he say something that made a lot of sense and you didn't want to believe it? I think so.
How it is, I think it's the word that was used was hateful. It's hateful to want to lower this number. Do you see that as hateful?
No. I mean, you know, the bigger problem is you got the sex trafficking going on, all that other kind of stuff, man. It's just it's a lot of egregious stuff happening at the border, and you're getting people taken advantage of, man. That's never cool either. So it can't be hateful to try and protect kids from getting sex trafficked and stuff like that. Then you got the fentanyl coming over that's killing people. You know, it's a major problem.
That guy's a Trump supporter, without a doubt. 1,000% he's voting Trump 2024.
There's so much mayhem in New York, attacking police officers. They're getting freebies, they're getting credit cards, they're getting put in homes.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to backfire on the United States.
You wonder where your tax-paying dollars are being spent. You're complaining about it, and you're paying for it.
What do you think about the cost when it comes to these people coming to the country? What do you think about the expenses?
Many of them work and pay, but they pay taxes when they work.
Okay.
However, they can't file taxes, and they don't get any kind of benefits. I don't see
These
it
picks
as
are just
it's a
slow.
real
These
problem.
ladies are
You said
slow.
they don't get benefits?
No, they don't.
New York City gives them $1,400 a month. They get housing, they get free healthcare, they get free
That's not going
schooling.
to the immigrants. That's going to wherever they're staying. That's the hotels. That's the place that they're going.
Are they not staying in the hotel? $1,400 a month in New York is very, very good to stay in a hotel. I know people that pay $1,200 a month for a box to live in New York. These people are getting to live in New York for free, and we're paying for it. These ladies are dirt.
They're not getting that kind of money in their hand. Okay, that's actually building up the economy.
They get a debit card in their hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you not support that then?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay.
We can parse any one of those things. Okay, I was just in Vancouver, Canada.
Yeah.
Great city, but it was sad and it was shocking because of the people. They're zombies in the street. The fentanyl. You feel for them. Like this person, I feel like is half dead.
Mhm.
Okay, so frankly, I didn't see people who I would perceive as illegal migrants. I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is, I haven't heard of some kind of fentanyl crisis in Amarillo or whatever on the border, El Paso, Texas. I mean, but okay, maybe the
Well, then you need to look at it, bucko, because it's there.
point is they're sneaking
So
stuff.
last year was a record high for fentanyl deaths in the United States.
Okay, so I agree. I mean, yeah.
It's really, it's an epidemic with what's going on with the fentanyl and the deaths behind that. So, I mean,
I think last year was 112,000 Americans died.
Right.
So that's you're right.
So, and if you're talking about hateful, how can that be hateful when you're trying to prevent that from happening?
When it comes to these numbers, this
Logic.
is trafficking going on right here. They are paying cartels to come across the southern border, every single one of these people. Do you think that's problematic when it comes to enriching cartels?
Well, if it's the cartels, then go after the cartels, not the people. Okay, I gotta go now.
Okay. Thank
Go
you guys
after
for
the
your
cartels. That's illegal.
Okay. Really quick, do you mind if I ask you about the jobs being taken from the black community and low-wage earners in the country from illegal immigrants?
Because I'm a professional. I'm good.
What about inner-city communities?
You're good too.
Everything's good. Those illegals that are entering the country, not only are they enriching, and by allowing this, you are enriching, by the way, cartels, because all these people are paying cartels. But you're also making their jobs of smuggling drugs. You're making their jobs of sex trafficking 10 times easier because they're overflowing ports of not only ports of entry, but also areas between ports of entry as well.
Yeah. So I will have common ground with you, James, about the problem with the fentanyl. I guess one thing.
Look, Gorlock the Destroyer behind them.
I will not just wholeheartedly right now agree on is just your link with every single migrant
Christ,
making enriching the
Tucker
cartels.
stomach
I've read books about the cartels. I remember Pablo Escobar said.
What is your counter to that? Sorry.
My counter is this: one thing that they are.
Why are they not enriching cartels?
Okay, well, let me answer it a different way. I know, for instance, that these cartel guys are actually pretty creative, as business people are. I'm not saying they're good people. Like, for instance, I remember Pablo Escobar, he said he would buy 10 Boeings, and if 2 of them crashed, that was okay, because he made so much profit flying over an illegal plane that it was irrelevant that 2 crashed. And my point with that is, these guys are coming over all kinds of different ways. And then we come to a different, and this is if we talk about Democrat, Republican.
Do you mind if I touch on that really quick?
Yeah.
Because your initial thing, and we got a little bit off track from your initial point, which
This is what they try to do. They try to throw you off track so you forget what you're talking about. I see your tactics there, Mr. Hat Guy.
Your initial point was that these people aren't enriching cartels.
No, my initial point was, because I remember you saying every single one of these people are making the cartel richer. And so that
they have to pay a fee of about $2,000 to $15,000, depending on where they are.
Okay, right, okay.
Who do you represent again?
I'm on YouTube.
Are you for Trump? Are you a Trumpster?
Me? I would vote for Trump over Biden just based on the immigration debate.
You would vote an authoritarian? Stop.
Yeah.
That. You would vote for an authoritarian
Let's get him.
that said he would like to be a dictator for a year, that's compromised this whole system of democracy.
Let's see.
In front of Biden. Biden has been in politics and he's shown that he cares for the people. Where are you coming from?
What was authoritarian about Donald Trump?
Oh, you don't. You open your eyes.
Well, no. Just one example. Just one example.
He can't give an example because this is what these liberals do. They are just brainwashed. There's nothing authoritarian about him. He literally stepped out of office after 4 years. De Niro's out here saying he won't leave. He won't leave. He's gonna leave it after 4 years. Get it?
All right. Thank you for your time.
We can say what we want about Trump, but I think the numbers show that everything was pretty much towards, well, actually not where everybody wants it, but like as far as the economy and as
Under
far
Trump?
as safety under Trump, yeah.
So you guys felt more safe as Americans under Trump?
Safe and everything else.
Look at my dog Clay Thompson out
my
here.
wallet felt a little fatter, but my pants don't sag because my wallet's so skinny.
You know, I get it that the 2.5 thousand, 2,500, 5,000 each. That is one thing, but I guess what I first understood you say was
If I give you a figure that's a little bit more absorbable. In the last 8 years or so, cartels, when it comes to human smuggling, and by the way, this is human smuggling that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
When it comes to cartels, human smuggling, that industry for the cartels went from $500 million roughly to about, under Joe Biden's administration, to over $13 billion. Okay, so just to give you kind of a measurement to grab onto, and I'm not saying this to be like, oh, hey, I'm dunking on you. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you a figure to grab onto. That's what open borders is doing with the cartels. It makes their job 10 times easier, and they can bring everyone over. In fact, it's such a joke right now that they're just pulling up with massive buses filled with people to drop them off at the southern border, and that's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. These are away in Mexico. There's no, they've reinstated catch and release. So the cartel, their job is as easy as possible under this administration right now.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, man, and I don't know. But see, for me as a believer, as a Christian, you know, as I read my word, I read the Bible, God says it's supposed to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So I just see kind of Bible prophecy coming into fruition, but I didn't think I'd see it in my own lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But it's supposed to fall apart, so I'm kind of disappointed with the policies that came in, but biblically speaking, it's supposed to fall apart, brother.
That's how it goes.
So yeah, so I'm putting my trust in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but I'm not blind to what's going on and seeing what's happening. So
There you go. Based.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate. You're a great response. I really appreciate your time.
All right, what's your
Thank
name?
you, James.
All right, bless you, brother.
Yo, this video was great. I love the way that he handled this, and he kept his composure the whole time with these people. He was just giving them straight facts. Oh, I love the way he handled that. He really kept his composure, didn't get off the handle, and just gave them straight facts while all they did was give him straight feelings. I thought he did a very good job in exposing these liberals on how they really think and how facts do not really matter to them. It's all about their feelings. But yo, that's the end of this one. If you liked it, please let me know if you want to see some more. Also, make sure to hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, smash the notification. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.